hated VTuber. Apparently being Nux Taku, aka Nuxenor. Why is he the most hated? Well, I don't think he's the most hated anymore. To be honest, he had some reasons why people disliked them. Sure, we covered things of these on our own, like the Tiger situation, for example. I feel like he regrets the Tiger situation, and he doesn't really want not anything to do with it. He regrets it, and he apologized for it, right? I feel like if people apologize and truly regret what they did, I feel like they can be shown, like they can be given a second chance. My opinion. The VShojo stuff, I feel like VShojo kind of threw him under the bus. For context, this was made before the Cinder stuff came out. She's referenced as good in this video. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, probably because of the VShojo stuff, right? So the Mutahar stuff, I'm not entirely sure. I know they used to have a podcast together. The Jaden stuff was he kept making parasocial thumbnails and titles. Me and Jaden discovered we have ADHD. Me and Jaden are tired. Me and Jaden this. Me and Jaden that. Other than that, Nux is a modern Hassan chat? No, he's not. No, he's not. Nux. If you type Nux and Hassan chat, or Nux Taku, you get automatically banned. Yeah, he is. I saw a video of him. They literally have beef. What do you mean? Nux is banned by Hassan, like literally. Like what? Like, yeah, you get auto-modded. Nux hates Hassan and Hassan hates Nux. Like, what? Like, there literally is a clip of... Like, we covered this! We literally covered this a few days ago! On my own channel! View your channel. Like, where is it? Here, they're freaks, right here! We covered this! See, Nux and Kirsch in here. What do you mean? Yo, is that the Kitsunero channel crazy? Let's get to it!
So I've become somewhat of a scholar in VTubers as of recently. Don't worry, it was completely involuntary. I wouldn't condone the knowledge I've absorbed being—
Royalty, when are you becoming a VTuber? Come on. It's time. Get your VTuber model. You're a fanboy. You got a bird avatar. We know you want it. We know you want to become one of us. Just get to it.
Put on anyone else. But since their first conception in 2016 and later popularity in 2019 to 2020, which has carried it all the way to the present day, where like endless mitosis, they've reproduced to the point where they are everywhere. There's a VTuber for every animal almost.
Like legit.
I'm still waiting on a water bear VTuber.
I generally feel like we found a water bear VTuber. Like, we looked that up some time ago. Water bear VTuber. There's a water bear VTuber. Maka the water bear. It exists. It exists right here. It exists.
Or one that is inspired by a slot machine that has a gambling addiction.
Okay, that's not now.
I feel like I'd resonate with them very well. But due to its popularity, there are a range of VTubing personalities. Some more reserved and safe for work, some at the other side of the spectrum. And
if you know, you know. And if you don't know, yeah, lots of not safe for work from Melody. She's very proud of it, to be fair.
And then some you'd think were on a different type of spectrum with whatever the fuck this is.
Okay, but she's so based. We love her. But she's so freaking based.
I'm hungry! Treat! I'll do a backflip for a treat! I'll do a back—
Oh my god, I didn't even know she had a onesie of a mascot. Oh, that is so adorable. She needs a plush like this. Oh my god, she needs a onesie plush. Oh my god. I'm getting diabetes.
Backflip for a treat!
Oh my god.
They make content, they stream, some have their own lore better than any of the latest Marvel movies.
I must say, like, apart from that Cinder
Content,
drama, right?
they stream, some have
This entire... It wasn't a music video, was it? It was like the debut video, right?
their own lore.
From Cinder, that was so sick. Like, looking away from all the Cinder drama, right? But it was really, really sick.
Better than any of the latest Marvel movies. They have their own meet and greets at events. They even have their own concerts which sell a lot of tickets. The internet is infatuated.
No, Gura! Speaking of Gura, have you guys heard about Saba? Have you guys heard about Saba? No? If you like Gura, you might want to look up Saba.
With VTubers, and VTubing is accessible to anyone. If you can fork out the money for a VTubing model with multiple toggles and features.
Yeah, or you can get... There's a lot of free ones. And you can get cheap 3D models too, because it's both 2D and 3D. And there's cheap ones, like the one I had before. It comes with a lot of customizations. Like my old model was not a custom model, but a customizable model.
Like a tit slider and jiggle physics, which is essentially like jingling keys for the absolute gooners of the VTuber audience.
True though.
However, VTubing has become slightly oversaturated over the years, and it is hard to differentiate yourself from the sheer amount of VTubers that there is. But apart from that, VTubing comes with a lot of benefits over their fleshy counterparts, like being able to say the most abhorrent and viscous statements with complete anonymity.
Where's your fucking art degree, buddy? Where's your fucking art degree?
Oh my god, Pippa.
Oh, you have one? Okay, Hitler.
Okay, chill. Freaking Pippa, man.
Probably due to the sheer popularity and benefits of being a VTuber, you can now find many other content creators adopting their own VTuber personality.
Ludwig got one, and if you remember this, that was controversial, quote-unquote, for some people. Which is ridiculous.
But with the vast amount of people partaking in such format, with a variety of personalities and opinions, it's only natural that some VTubers would...
Uh-oh. What was her name? Gunpei? Was this Gunpei? Uh-oh.
Be favoured over others, and some just outright hated. This brings me to the topic of today's video. One of the most hated VTubers that recently can't seem to catch a break, someone that had the complete opposite reputation only a few years ago, and someone I've spoken about before but never really in depth, Nux Taku. Yes, seen as Gunpei has recently removed herself from the internet due to people finding out that she wasn't in fact single and
didn't she try to come back? Or isn't she coming back?
Dating all her audience, which was a new level of parasocial degeneracy.
Yo, he has credited Rima. Yeah, I believe Rima has a video on Gunpei. Like, bro, Gunpei? This be crazy. This be crazy. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
She even invited them to send dick pics as part of the girlfriend experience, but she's gone now. And probably has a solid terabyte of uncut penis on her hard drive, and that one other VTuber really doesn't count in this category, because most people still don't know they exist, which is partially a good thing. So the title now falls on Nux, as in recent years he's been regarded to be one of the most hated VTubers, and still to this day gets shit like a public outhouse more than any other VTuber.
Does he? I don't know. I feel like he's becoming more and more relevant again, especially with him, like, with him and the Hassan drama, I guess. Like, I've seen his posts all the time now on Twitter because of the Hassan stuff. I feel like he's alright. Like, I was very judgmental of him before because he refused to acknowledge that he fucked up with the Tiger situation, but he has since acknowledged it. So I think that's okay. Cinder have the title now. That is true. That is very true. Probably Cinder is the most hated one. Very true, actually.
But who is Nux Taku? How did he become so hated? And does he deserve it?
I'm just incredibly famous on the internet, so people decide to try to cancel me on Twitter for some reason because they're jealous of my incredible success.
So for one of the most hated VTubers, you'd have probably expected this man to have spawned straight from the spread cheeks of Nurgle.
Congrats on the 60k. Thank you, Alasmo.
With malice and hate as his prerogative, which isn't that far from the truth. Nux originally started posting on the internet in 2015 with anime-based videos, which I cannot relate to in any way. Anybody that has ever made such content should be lined up and shot with hollow point 7.62 rounds, but I digress. Nux had made his start on the internet making primarily anime-targeted content, which people actually loved. A major critique against Nux from previous fans seems to be that they enjoyed it when he just made anime-themed content.
He fell off. Instead of improving his content, he now makes formulaic, easy-to-make content for money. His old anime discussion video essay is quite good, but that's like 7 years ago. I mean, you know, it's a lot of work to put into essays as well. And I know that he does a lot of reaction content too. And I feel like that's okay if you want to make reaction content, right? Like, if you are a person who can add information to reaction content, I think that's absolutely fine. It's probably the easiest form of content creation, that is true. But if you have shit opinions, no one wants to watch your reaction content, to be fair. Just to be fair. Nobody understands Escanor is a banger. Bro, everyone loves Escanor. What are you on about? Escanor is literally the best character in 7 Deadly Sins, man.
Rather than the content he would later shift to. But we'll talk about that later. But in the current time frame, the gravy train was not ending for Nux. He collaborated with many content creators doing the same niche he was.
Oh, that's lost
that at the time held a lot of influence on the platform. And he even eventually reached over 1 million subscribers by 2019.
Yo! I also gotta say, I actually really like Nux Taku's design. It's really cool. And I get that it's based off of Sans, right? But it has its own spin to it. I think it's really, really cool. Very unique design.
Just by once again doing anime content, and conveniently around the same time, by his own words, somehow got cancelled for the first time in the year of 2020.
Listen, I got cancelled like 5 times too. Like, anything that cancelling is just... It's a meme. Although in 2020, like, maybe 2020 held more of a meaning to cancellation still. But it was definitely getting lower there.
Which was one of the first of many to come, and honestly, to Nux's credit, he has withstood a lot of them. You cannot take it away from him. Dude has tanked controversies even though sometimes it's down to his own actions. But his first cancel...
I mean... I got cancelled. Well, I had like 20k subs, so literally does nothing. Can't say it doesn't work, yeah it doesn't. I'd say 2020 and 2022 was the height of that culture. Thankfully, I'd say we're on that way out. The cancel culture? Might have been. I don't actually remember, bro. 5 years ago. It's actually been quite a while.
Cancellation, in his own words, was due to comments he made towards animes and anime characters. Yeah, we must have been very bored in 2020. And one of the comments that put him
I wonder why
under scrutiny was when he referred to male anime characters that presented themselves as feminine under the title of traps.
But that's literally the word that people use for anime characters like that. They literally... Bro, that's normal! I'm guessing I know where this is going. That trans people got upset about this, is my guess. That's my guess. Usual Twitter freak. Yeah. Bro, trap is such a normal word in the normal world, in the word in the anime community? I don't even want to call it community. Anime, like sphere. It's such a normal word. And we love traps.
Which I discovered recently has become a slur. Thank you for the 2020 slur patch notes.
That's so crazy, bro. Like, insanity. In-fucking sanity.
5 years later, and to be honest, I haven't heard anyone use the word trap in a while. The second thing he was accused of was being racist, because he pronounced Full Metal Alchemist like this.
How's that racist? How's that racist? It's just making fun of an accent, but does that sound racist? People make fun of accents all the time. people make fun of my accent all the time. We literally talked about, like, who was it? TV? Like, that little troll guy. Like, the troll YouTuber. Like, he made fun of my German accent. Doesn't mean it's racist. Like, Jesus. Like, shut up, man. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
And the third thing was that he was sexist for talking about anime female characters in a negative way. But sorry to say...
Let me guess, he talked about Sakura being useless. Which she is!
Sakura is a fucking useless character. I had to say it, she would have been more useful as a shuriken shield than anything else in the story. But out of all the controversies that Nux would later have, this one was by far the least impactful on his online reputation. But Nux's response to these allegations and critiques gives you a good example on Nux's online persona, which has persisted even to this present day.
I hope he made fun of them. I so hope he made fun of them.
He kind of just told them to go f*** themselves, and he clammed on the people hating on him, and clarified he wasn't in the wrong because the majority of the time he was just talking about anime characters.
I don't think I did anything that warrants an apology, and therefore I, Lord D. Nuxenor, will not be apologizing.
This is the persona a lot of people revered him for. He was someone that had relatively no filter and was
Your accent sounds funny, thank you.
certainly unapologetic for it. He was loud, energetic, satirical, and in his own words, he just loved the chaos and just flexing on the haters. Sure. That is also a term I haven't heard for a while. People loved this about him. It was somewhat of a breath of fresh air for that time, which to many's horror, someone with the same characteristics and significantly less apologetic was about to become popular around the same time. But all of what I've just mentioned was before he even became a VTuber. He actually only debuted as a VTuber in 2021, which mentioned before was around the boom of Vtubing. Before his debut, he was like a 2D VTuber of sorts, using his character.
Like a PNG tuber that's just sliding across the place, yeah. Like, basically like you are doing right now, Royalty. You are a PNG tuber. Just go on. Make the step. Make it. Become a VTuber. Join us. It's glorious. Join the dark side. We got cookies. Now that's an old one.
That looks like a black tar heroin version of Sans from Undertale. But he was never considered a VTuber till that day of early 2021. And compared to other VTubing models, it did get its fair share of criticism. It didn't track very well. Sometimes his lips didn't collaborate very well with what he was saying.
Oops, sorry. I mean, yeah, you gotta put some work into the tracking. It takes a little bit of work on getting it all smooth, just to be fair.
People once again thought he was just a Sans Undertale clone. And where were the big boobas and tit sliders? Disgraceful. But many of his fans actually loved it. It collaborated very well with his online personality and content.
I love his design. Even if it's based on Sans, it's really cool. I really, really like it.
But after this, he did start to stray away from his anime-themed content, with VTuber-related videos and general trends at the time. Like, I gave X amount to a starving Serbian child, and he even threw a few songs in there as well. But with his new type of content, he started to receive a lot more attention. Even with the disagreement from his older fans, he managed to reach 2 million subscribers. And even collaborated with the top echelons of YouTube, like Some Ordinary Gamers, Moist Critical, Umperville, and Lost Paws, who I feel like I haven't seen in a while.
Lost Paws still makes videos, doesn't he? I feel like he still does meme videos. I felt like I had one recommended recently, I think. The German accent reminds me of my friend and getting yelled at by his mom. Bro, Max, you have a tier 2 sub, I believe that's tier 2, and this is your very first message, bro, giga-based. Tier 2 subs before ever saying anything in chat. What a fucking giga chat, man. Noble still makes videos and yeah, and streams? Yeah, I figured. Good old times. I remember people in the anime community used to use 2D Draw as a way to represent themselves before VTuber even existed. Yeah! Like, before it was branded as a PNG tuber, people were doing PNG tubing. Like, it's been a thing forever.
And obviously other VTubers like Bao and Iron Mouse. He even started a podcast in 2021 with Umperville and Mutahar, just talking about things that happened on the internet. And even though his older fans criticised him, his content had changed drastically, and he wasn't everybody's cup of tea, all of this was outweighed by the support and positivity for him. However, due to a number of controversies regarding his own actions, the tide of positivity quickly turned against him. And in the current day, he doesn't collaborate with many YouTubers like he used to.
Oh, he did do that podcast with Tectone, that was true though. But that's also true, he doesn't do a lot anymore. Like, he does mostly, I don't know. Does he still do reactions? I don't really watch his stuff.
His content has mainly evolved into just slop.
He does anime reactions on Twitch. I did catch that before, and I literally, like, posted, like, how is this even allowed? Like, how are you even allowed to watch anime on Twitch? I don't get it. It wasn't just anime. It was also cartoons. Literally on pirated sites. Like, what? Like, I feel that because Twitch isn't monitoring that really well and isn't doing anything about it, that it's going to bite Twitch in the ass sooner or later. Was the anime covered in some way? No, it was just full screen Adventure Time. Full screen Adventure Time. It's so weird. So fucking weird. Kitsudoki. I've seen so many people watching anime and movies, etc. Yeah, I don't get it. I feel like it's really going to bite Twitch in the ass if some big people, like some people that take care of copyright, find out about it. Like, it's not a good look for Amazon at all. Crunchyroll used to be a pirate site, now it's corporate. I know that. I think that's pretty interesting. But I feel like it's going to bite Twitch in the ass sooner or later.
Reaction content. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. And on his second channel, he's dived into politics, which has also landed him in hot water.
Is he doing politics now? I mean, I guess so. I heard some people say he's doing politics now. I don't know how much he's doing of politics, yeah? I mean, if it interests him, sure, go for it. Around the time of the election he started. Oh, you didn't know? I don't watch his stuff, no. He's been going after his son, that I do know. I've seen that on Twitter all over.
And many of the people that were once close to him have seemingly distanced themselves from him. Many address him now with either infamousy or just outright hate, which is very polarizing when compared to his previous years on the platform. But what are these controversies, and does he deserve a reputation that is essentially on the same level as a urinal cake marinated in piss?
The point that I'm trying to make here is, for some reason, I became the goddamn enemy numero uno.
Now, probably one of the first major and most confusing controversies Nux faced was in 2021 with VShojo. Conveniently not long after he debuted, VShojo is a Vtubing agency with many of the juggernauts of the Vtubing scene under their belt, like Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Zentreya, Fruit, and many more being added to this day. However, even before the events occurred, Nux and the talent of VShojo were on good terms. They created content together, interacted in the cesspool that is Twitter, and just all around seemed to have a good relationship. However,
Again, I'll say it again, I feel like VShojo kind of threw him under the bus in this entire thing.
2021, somebody was targeting VShojo, and were pretending to be VShojo in order to gather VTubers' personal information to harass, dox, and even swat them. Some of the emails appeared like they were coming from VShojo recruitment, and one specifically was sent to an indie VTuber, where they essentially thought their dreams were coming true, and they were asked to join VShojo, but first they would have to put all their information in which the police then showed up to their house because they had just been swatted.
That's so horrible that someone did that, man. So fucking cruel. And I feel like VShojo should have definitely addressed this. But instead of addressing it, they kept it to themselves, which I just don't understand.
Nux had received the same email, but he knew it wasn't VShojo. He got in contact with the VShojo management team and cybersecurity team to tell them what was happening and that potentially more VTubers are going to fall victim to this, but VShojo was already aware this was happening and were doing their own investigation. Nux began his own investigation by providing the wrong information to the email so they would contact him, and at one point they even flexed they had his information in a Discord server for some reason, which was provided to Nux by one of his apparent fans.
There's sources of info that I got, which are kind of hilarious. This dude was flexing that he got my real name and phone number, which he didn't, and he was posting it in his Discord servers, and one of the people in the Discord server that he was—
Bro, what a dick. Like, that guy Such a fucking dick. Trying to dox people and shit. Just for the fun of it. Like, literal scum.
Posting it was a fan of mine.
Nux was working on a full video covering this topic and spreading awareness about it. The VShojo cybersecurity team and management knew about this video being made and were communicating directly with Nux about the video through things like Discord.
I'm pretty sure that this was uncovered and uncensored and that was Project Melody. I'm really sure that was uncovered.
And he even showed them the video before it was released. This also involved one of the VShojo talents that was never named.
Right. I'm pretty sure she was named at one point, yeah.
Someone is out there impersonating VShojo, the massive VTuber group. They tried to steal my info, dox me, and swat me, and they've successfully done this to many, many other VTubers. This is not.
Now, to Nux's credit, the video promptly spread awareness about the situation, potentially saving more indie VTubers that would want to join VShojo, and just spreading awareness about general cybersecurity etiquette. Yes, if you received an email from Jerkman saying you're the top 1% of Jerkers, and they want to deliver your own personal golden encrusted flashlight, they just need you to fill out all your personal information, they were probably lying to you. But you'd think people would rejoice at such.
Didn't VShojo keep quiet for months about it? I don't know about the months. I don't know. Usually auditions stay open for like a few weeks. I think usually 3 to 4 weeks, right? So I don't remember the timeline. The mail signature? Nice. But yeah, they did keep quiet about it.
A positive thing Nux had done. Yes, people did initially praise him for this video, and VShojo also thanked him, and one of the perpetrators allegedly had their information turned over to the police, but the positive acclamations for Nux quickly turned when many of the VShojo VTubers publicly criticised Nux for making a video on the topic with allegations levied against him of.
That is so crazy to me, that the girls just like went ahead and made a post about this instead of just like talking about it, asking management if they knew about it, and management did know about it. Like, from what I remember, management did know about it and they gave him the okay, man. And then the girls just threw him under the bus like this. Obviously, the girls didn't know that management gave their okay. I feel like management is at fault here. I feel like management is at fault, if anything. Can't really blame the girls, since they didn't know, apart from allegedly Project Melody, right?
Being a clout chaser and potentially putting them in danger. But the fact that many of the VShojo team had apparently told him not to make the video, but he did so anyway, and many of them just wanted the video removed, in which.
God, I'm so disappointed to see Arimel's here. Yeah, same. But, you know, everyone is gonna have an L occasionally.
Which it was 3 days later. Now, it's important to note that within the video, none of the VShojo members were mentioned directly. The only other VTuber mentioned in the video was Saki, who was the victim that got swatted, and in fact responded positively to the video being made. So the only way this would put VShojo talent in danger would be inspiring other people to do the same.
Like, legit, I'm like thinking, how is this going to put VShojo members in danger? Because those emails, like, the people, the talents, the girls at VShojo, they should know the email address of their talent. And they're most not their talent, of their managers. And they're most likely communicating through Discord anyway. Right? Like, how? Like, logically, how would putting this information public put VShojo members at risk? I don't get it, personally. I do not. I feel like management was being selfish, in a sense, and being very, what's the word? I don't know the word. I can't remember the word. They kept other indies at risk. Because they were running the auditions and they knew this was going on, and it was known that indies have gotten spotted because of this scammer. They should have made a statement. I think Niana's overreacted since she was doxxed in the past and management didn't say shit. Maybe. Transparent? Yeah, they might have not been transparent enough, I guess.
But VShojo knew about it. Even one of the members was in the Discord with the cybersecurity team and Nux. And once again, they thanked him and even provided an official statement at
like they literally
the
posted
end of the video. But it appears the
they
VShojo talent
deleted
were
that,
not
I
informed
believe,
about
again.
this at all. Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video.
Was
Informed
Fox
about this
Plushie
at
with
all.
VShojo
Hence
before?
why
I didn't even know Fox Plushie was with VShojo before. I had no idea.
a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things worse, VShojo management deleted their thank you to Nux, and then went with a narrative that they always told him never to make the video. And everyone proceeded to pile on Nux. Now if you've been stunlocked, it's no surprise all of this is very confusing, but to break this down for you like SpaghettiOs, this is basically a
not?
tale
Why is he
of
bringing
poor
him up?
communication, where the VShojo members were not told beforehand about this, except for the one VShojo member that was in the group apparently. The VShojo team thought they communicated directly to Nux that they didn't want this video to be made, with only 2 instances, one before he even started the video, and 2 when they were actively helping him with the video, where they didn't tell him directly to not make the video, and even thanked him for it. But when the VShojo talent had problems with it, they then withdrew their thanks.
This is so cringe, man. Absolutely, like, terribly done by the management. Management fucked up and they tried to sweep it under the bus and to threw Nux under the bus with that. I feel like it's really unfair to him. Like, the VShojo situation to him was really unfair.
Once again reinstated their stance they never wanted him to make this video, despite once again being informed and having some part in it. They also expressed concerns about the one person he called a fan, who was the one that told him they were leaking the fake information, that they were a part of the attack and could be feeding him misinformation. That is the bare bones of what happened, and Nux was facing a mountain of backlash for it, even though his heart was in the right place and he did inform the group. I just wanted to bring light to this situation to prevent any further victims. He kind of just got thrown under the bus due to an apparent miscommunication with him and the cybersecurity and management team of VShojo. But when the dust settled, Nux just wanted to move on, and all parties
That's
apologised, including the VShojo Vtuber.
There you go. Moving forward, apology, they, Nyatash and Yanis. I don't know who the one is from the right one. I guess that's from Iron Mouse here.
But for his first major controversy, he received a lot of backlash for this, even though, once again, his heart was in the right place. And the real problem was the people doxing and swatting people. But the next one is something I've spoken about before, so I'll give you the cliff notes. But it's one that Nux regards as his biggest mistake, and one that took around 2 years to somewhat conclude.
And I made a huge f*** up. Without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation.
A fellow VTuber by the name of Tiger had a
I feel like we can absolutely give Nux a second chance after this. Like, it took him long enough. I agree that it took him way too long. He definitely didn't do Tiger any good. It's his biggest L. I do agree it's his biggest L. It was very bad. That he, I mean, royalty is gonna like sum up the situation for anyone that doesn't know.
Document created about them alleging they were a predator. The document was produced by individuals that were previous mods and stalkers of Tiger.
Yeah, well, it was Tiger who was actually getting groomed.
And in 2022, Nux made a video with Moist Critical going over VTuber drama. Moist didn't know about a lot of these VTubers or dramas, and the video was essentially Nux giving a tour through the many controversies of the VTuber community and explaining them. However, he does eventually get to Tiger and says he doesn't know much about the situation, but then continues to convey the message they were a predator. And with someone like Moist Critical in the video, a lot of people saw it.
Yeah.
Left money.
Is this HoloLive?
No, Tyga is an indie streamer who, I don't know the whole story, but Tyga was outed to be a pedophile.
Now, Tiger was exonerated from these claims a few months later, and Nux did pin a comment regarding the Tiger situation under the video.
And I got unpinned or something, and he kept unpinning it or something. It was a whole mess of a situation. His credibility took a hit, but he doesn't deserve to be crucified. I agree. And I absolutely say that he did fuck it up. He fucked it up so badly. he also got into drama with Rev about Loli stuff. I don't know about that. Maybe Royalty's gonna talk about this. I have no idea about that. But the Tiger situation, he fucked up. Biggest F he did, it's his biggest regret, he says so himself. He regrets it and he wants to learn from it and move forward. Like, I feel like that's fair. I feel like we should give him a chance. Like, it's not for us to forgive him. That's for Tiger to do. But I think we as an audience, or like his audience, should be able to move on from it too.
And he even removed that part in the video. He also apologised privately to Tiger for this, but many thought the damage was already done. 6 months later, Nux brings up the situation on his podcast, once again saying he messed up, and he was going off the information what other people told him.
The podcast wasn't well done. Like, why would you bring it up on the podcast that most of your fans don't watch? He should have always brought it up on his own main channel. He messed up with this. He probably was ashamed of what he did, but he should have owned up. He did in the end, but he should have owned up earlier.
And that once again he had privately apologised for.
Where's the proof of the apology, though? He apologized on his own channel now. There's a video about it. Like, he has a video with the apology.
This.
Like, I alleged it also because a friend told me. And I regret it because he, you know, I don't know if it's true. He ended up coming back with some sort of response. I don't know, this guy, Bungo Tiger, and I apologized to him privately that I even alleged something like that. And
yeah, the issue is that he should have come public way earlier. And not on the podcast, but on his main channel.
Like, because a friend told me.
From what I remember, when Nux did the VTuber drama video with Charlie, the video that was used for the video was from a depressed Nusagi stream ranking all the VTuber drama from before Nux made the video. Maybe. I do believe they were watching some ranking of drama. I do remember something about that, but I didn't watch that video myself. I don't know if it was from depressed Nusagi, could have been, but they were ranking VTuber dramas, that is true.
Now you would think this is where it would end. Nux somewhat apologised and learned his lesson that, you know, you should verify information before voicing it, especially when it's a serious allegation, which he did do again around the same time against another YouTuber and VTuber called Rev, where they got into a whole kerfuffle and made a video, which was removed recently, with a weird comment from Nux where if he was to do a video on Rev, with his influence and podcast, YouTube would probably take his channel down.
If I make a video...
I remember this. We saw this in a video before too. That is so cringe to say, man. That is absolutely cringe to say.
Roasting this dude on my main channel, YouTube will literally deplatform him.
That is
like,
so
YouTube
cringe
actually
to say.
Watches my stuff. Especially ever since I've been on the Some Ordinary podcast, YouTube has really...
Well, Some Ordinary podcast isn't even that big. Or wasn't even that big. They just continued to know, I believe.
been paying attention to like what we've been saying. And I'll be honest, if I would make a video on him on the main channel, I do think he'd get taken down for either bullying or the whole weird pedo stuff.
I mean, even Asman made the same mistake with Fruit, but I never saw Asman apologize to Fruit. I don't know if he ever apologized privately. He might have, because I believe that's the kind of guy he is. But if I do remember correctly, and my memory is always a little bit shitty, right? That he did briefly address it on his stream. I do remember something like that he addressed it briefly on the stream, that he said he fucked up, he shouldn't have done it, and he's going to try better. I do believe something like that.
But a few months later, he would claim YouTube are actively suppressing him, which just contradicts his past claim. But
Yeah. Like, he was just a little bit full of himself that he said he could get someone deplatformed by just talking about it. That's a little bit full of himself. And especially, like, I think he just learned his lesson by YouTube actively shadow banning his other account.
He did apologise for this around 2 years later.
And some of the stuff that I said in
you
my
guys
old
see her?
stream that I foolishly
Shuri!
uploaded on Nuxanor. And yeah, I was definitely out of pocket when I talked about Rev like 2-3 years ago, whenever the fuck that was.
But with the Tiger situation, it wasn't done yet, as Tiger thought it wasn't a good apology.
Isn't this AI? Yeah,
because
probably.
Nux claimed privately they would publicly clear the slate regarding Tiger, possibly with another video with Moist Critical. But the video or cleaning of the public slate never came.
This guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that.
Let me be clear. Let me check exactly what he said. If I do a sequel with Charlie, I was planning on it. I'll try to clear the record more publicly. I'll also do more research. Again, I don't know right now, however, I'll try to rectify any extra damage I caused and hope you can accept my apology. This was in December 22nd, 2022. 2022! He said he was going to make a sequel video with Moist Critical.
I believe this video came out 2024.
Video never came.
Now moving to 2024, Nux was still getting backlash for this mistake. People wanted him to take full accountability for this, with not just a pinned comment, not just a small segment on his podcast, and not just a private DM. And in 2024, he did apologise, saying it was the biggest fuck-up of his career.
He said if he makes a sequel. That is true. Isn't it Zaweta lifted from an Undertale fanart? I don't know about that. I don't know if there's fanart that looks like that about Sans. It's definitely Sans inspired. I mean, like, no kidding.
In a video where he goes over the unjust banning of VTubers on YouTube
late,
and mentions Tiger, who was also banned on the platform. He does apologise for the situation, but adds he wasn't to blame for Tiger's deplatforming.
And I made a huge up. Without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation and for causing any undue hate to be sent Taiga's way. I am sorry for how I handled that. I'm sorry for how I said it. I have tried to do better since then, and I will continue to try to do better in the future.
Now, he apologised again. It should all go away now, right? Not really. Many viewed his apology as disingenuous, due to the fact he made comments around the same time, previously contradicting the private apology, comments on the podcast, and pinned comment. So a lot of people thought all of his apologies he had made were just disingenuous anyway.
Bro! Right. I thought you cared about—
I feel like he just didn't know how to handle it. I don't know if he has a manager. He probably doesn't. I feel like he's the type of guy that does shit by himself. He probably has an attitude, but not a manager. He probably manages shit by himself, right? Did it take too long? I agree that it did take too long too. But he's also, in the end, he's also just a guy, right? Like, he realized he fucked up and he didn't know what to do about it. That's what I feel. Like, just from like a human perspective, right? Like, he fucked up, I absolutely agree. Said this many times. It was shitty, it was, yeah, it was. No, I agree, it was shitty. He definitely added to the hurt of Tigers and added to the deplatforming. Like, I wouldn't say it's like entirely his fault, but because one of the reasons, because of Nux spreading that Tiger would allegedly be a pred, a lot of people still think Tiger is one, which is not true. In fact, it's the opposite, that he was groomed. Yeah. Basically, he took gasoline and threw it on what was already fire. Yeah. Tried to douse the fire with gasoline instead of water. Although water wouldn't even have been the right decision either. He wasn't the fire, but he surely was the gasoline, yeah. He is not honest. He say he hates Loli. His old thumbnails were full of Loli images. I think he can change them. I'm pretty sure royalty is gonna get to that one too. But from how I know it and how I see it, that... Why did my model die? Oh, here we go. Is that Nux is edgy. Nux grew up... Nux is probably around my age, right? Like, he's probably in his 30s, or close to his 30s. Most likely a millennial. Like, that's what he feels like, right? So he grew up with all this anime culture, and he's just very, very edgy, and has that edgy humor. He has changed if you follow his content. He has changed the lolly baiting thumbnails. He has. And he doesn't want to associate with that stuff, and I think that's fair. Yeah, he addressed the lolly situation too and now understands the issue. Yeah. Like, I generally feel like he was just being edgy, right? I do think so. That he didn't actually intend harm or anything to anyone, or didn't actually want to, like, lolly bait or whatever. The problem is that when you say something on the internet that gets a life of its own, that is very true. Hack confirmed. Yes, I am a hag. The lolly stuff is like reacting to Boku no Pico, which everyone did at this time, not glorifying it. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like he was just edgy, right? Like, super fucking edgy. Digital thumbprint, yeah.
Stood up for small creators. I do. Especially when the small creators don't have sussy interactions in regards to minors.
And still to this day, this situation is levied against him. Now, Nux, contrary to popular belief, wasn't to blame directly for Tiger's deplatforming, but he was to blame for the spread of allegations at the time, and how he dealt with the situation, often apologising, then going back on his word, then apologising again. He all around did not deal with this situation very well, and it did have an effect on his reputation. Something the next controversy, only a month later, would also do, and would receive 10 times more attention than any of his past
The freaking Jaden stuff, man. Jaden's just catching strays from this, my man.
Controversies with the most lukewarm scenario, and that is the Jaden Animations situation. Now, most people know who Jaden Animations is. She makes animated videos, mainly storytime videos, and even herself later became a VTuber. But this whole controversy boils down to Nux that had just changed his type of content to mainly just reaction-based content, which many popular content creators do, like Asmongold and Pyrocynical.
Yo, Asmon mentioned. Who did the chibis for your Twitch profile? They are gorgeous. Oh, you can click on... Sorry, super quick segue. You can click on the art-looking one. Let me mute this. Like right here, right, the one with a pen. You can click this one, and you can get to all the credits. Everyone is credited. I have not updated it in a little bit. I should get to that, but most of the things are in here. Sorry about the segue. Let's get back to it.
Mounting ugly. And overall, what? But people had a problem with Nux due to the fact he started reacting to Jaden, and he would take the title or situation and involve himself.
There it is. That's the exact one I mentioned. Jaden Animations and I found out we have ADHD. Like, what? The fucking self-insert, man. And he did this with all her videos. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you self-inserting? Like, it's literally like clickbaiting people into believing that they collabed. Bro, this got so out of the hand. I don't know if royalty is going to mention it, but someone created a freaking browser extension to Nux Taku-fi or Nuxanor-fi your YouTube videos. Like, for example, Asmongold reacts to something, right? It's like me and Asmongold. And adding, like, this little thing. Like, this. So funny.
In it, with a title like Me and Jaden had a good 10 years on YouTube. Or Jaden Animations talks to me about dating. Or
which sounds again as if they would have collabed, which they never did. She probably knows he exists, right? But they never did.
Me and Jaden forgot to file our taxes and the IRS found us. Stuff like that.
We?
We?
Who's we? There is no we.
It made it look like they were doing a collab of sorts, even though I don't think there's any recorded event of them interacting. But people were not happy with this, and a whole bunch of hate.
Jaden, I'm pregnant. You mean we? No, I got you. Jaden makes an announcement video. I'm pregnant. The Nux, Jaden and me are pregnant. Imagine that. I'm sorry, it's just so funny. I don't know. Like, at the time, I thought it was pretty distasteful, right? Because I saw it happening and, like, Lifetime. I saw people getting angry about this, like, before my eyes. I had all the posts on Twitter and shit. But just, like, looking backwards, it's so funny. Just during stream, so congrats, thank you. I believe they actually were on a podcast together at one point. Where they, I have no idea.
Was sent to Nux, especially with the perceived reputation he already had. Someone made a fake response from Jaden, which many believed, essentially telling him to fuck off.
That would have been so funny. Bro, that would have been so funny if she actually did this. The Jaden situation is how I first learned about Nux. I thought he was being parasocial until I watched the videos and he was just trolling. I laughed. I don't know. It felt really parasocial. I didn't actually watch his videos either, so I just think it's funny, like, in retrospective, right? Like, definitely felt, like, very parasocial. I don't know if it was just, like, trolling. It was definitely clickbaity, though.
Someone made a Google Chrome extension, which adds him to every YouTube video, and someone
There, I told you! I fucking told you! Nuxify, there it is! I fucking told you it existed!
Made a Google Chrome extension, which adds him to every YouTube video, and someone ratioed Mr. Beast with a meme, and he took credit for
What
it.
the hell?
People made a Teen Titans Go reference with it, which was "and Bumblebee," which he assumed meant it was just kids making fun of him.
I'm getting cancelled by Teen Titans Go children.
Yeah, he didn't really take it serious. I feel like it was very distasteful to make him sound like that, but whatever. I don't care. I feel like it's like, it doesn't matter. Yo, Filthy Animal, thank you for the 3 months, man. Kitsu's laugh is adorably precious. Someone clip it. Oh my god, man. Nah! Thank you, though.
I'm being cancelled by toddlers. It's amazing.
Even though
I think Nux is just a true shitlord. Yeah. He's definitely a shitposter and an edgelord.
Teen Titans Go, yes, it is a bad sequel to Teen Titans, but it is pretty old now, and I think it aired quite a while ago when I was a toddler. But people that didn't know who Nux was before this just thought he was the Jaden Animations guy now, which I don't know if it's good PR or bad PR. But to be honest, he was just doing what every other React channel does, albeit changing the title slightly. I don't know why he chose Jaden. He wasn't framing any other titles like this, and he had already been doing it as far back as 2 years ago. But it was just reaction.
Oh, Jaden Animations teaches me about dating 3 years ago. Oh, he always did it then. That's interesting. Oh well.
Videos, which many people watch, so they don't feel alone watching YouTube in their dark, dingy basement.
Listen, reaction content makes the world go around, okay? There was a time period, like 5 years ago, where we all felt lonely. Okay, we all felt lonely.
But anyway, now the last controversy, yes, we're almost there. I know I've taken up a majority of your time, but let's be honest, that time playing War Thunder or Dead by Daylight wouldn't have been time well spent, now would it? So shut up. But the last one, and probably the most impactful, was basically surrounding Loli. Now the topic of Loli has been debated for years now, especially within the anime community. On one side you have people that argue Loli characters in anime or VTubing is only an aesthetic thing focused on characters that are small, or have a specific body type. A key example used by this side is...
I feel like the term Loli has become really diluted. Like, I was thinking about that recently, and I feel like the term is super diluted. Like, in Japan, it can mean, or like, it can just mean like child, it can mean child looking, it could be like a short stack, like Rebecca. Ain't Rebecca an adult though? That's the thing, Rebecca is an adult. She's a short adult. That's what I mean. That it is really, really, really diluted. People call Kirsche a loli. People don't even know what it means. Like, why are people calling Kirsche a loli? What the hell? It's super weird. Loli short woman nowadays. I feel like it's super diluted. Like, some people are still using it as child and child looking. And others are just like short stacks, like Rebecca. It's super diluted. Honestly, whatever nowadays. Yeah, Kirsche loli, what the fuck? Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. I've seen Kirsche jiggle. She ain't no loli. Loli has become anime's equivalent of fascism. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Kirsche has a legitimate loli model. Is it a loli model or is it a chibi model? Because people have called my chibi model a loli model, but it's literally a chibi model. The worst thing is that they say that you should not even date a real-life petite woman or you'd be a yeah, that one's ridiculous. Like, bro, there is women that are flat-chested and short. They exist. Controversial taste, but loli is just a fictional thing. We should never take it serious in the first place, in my opinion. I am just... I feel looting things... Like, when we look at lolis, right, as said, the term is really diluted. I think, like, looting, like, Rebecca is absolutely fine. Like, bro, I think that's fair. But, like, even fictional children is just, like, very weird. It's very weird to me. Like, Why are you attracted to those features is what I'm like... bro. Very weird. Throw them up attacking at random crap, yeah. Also, you know, you wanna know something? Like, in the art quote-unquote community, right? I hate that word now. Like, community, I hate that word. But, like, artists... Everywhere for artists, like DeviantArt and shit. Everyone would look down upon lolicon. Everyone! It was a taboo thing. It was banned everywhere. And then going into, like, the broader, like, anime stuff, a lot of people are saying loli is the backbone of anime and VTubing and whatnot. It's just like, it's such a headache of a topic. It's such a headache of a topic, to be honest. I think, like, looting Rebecca, okay, if she's... I don't know, man. I feel, again, term loli very diluted. Very, very diluted. By the way, it's so much of a headache of a topic that I barely even want to talk about it anymore. Because, like, people, especially on Twitter, bro, especially on Twitter, will go haywire. It's crazy. It's crazy. Children are off limits, protect kids, and many see loli as kids, hence why so many are against it. Yeah. And I get the entire... It's just fictional stuff, right? I get that entire argument. I just feel it's weird if you think being attracted to something that, like, has child features... Like, literal child features, right? We're not talking about flat-chested. We're talking about, like, childlike features. That's weird. That's some weird shit, bro. I like a short and thick woman, like Latinas. That's absolutely fair. The dude who posted the article in Kirsch, ain't that person an advocate of these? You're talking about Anna Valens? No, Anna Valens... Anna Valens wanted to be part... Allegedly wanted to be part of VLure, but VLure has loli characters that are looted, and then because Anna Valens got rejected, allegedly, then made a call-out post, or a call-out article, really, on VLure. Hey, it's only bad if I can't join it, right? It's only bad if I'm not allowed to join. Either way, does loli not just mean small and cute? The term loli, as said, I feel like it's diluted. I feel like it means different things in the West and in the East at this point. I just... It's very diluted. I feel like that's where I want to leave my opinion on loli.
Is Rebecca from Cyberpunk, which was a whole different controversy back then, but she did get absolutely balled on in the anime. And on the other side, people said they had to...
Not the same, please!
Depictions of children, and if you sexualize them, you are a predator. With the example, some anime characters seen in that light are underage. But how does this relate to Nux? Well, Nux was heavily against loli publicly, saying along the lines, if you like loli or sexualize it, you are a predator. However, many took a look back at Nux's history with some of the content and thumbnails.
Yo, JV, thank you so much for the 50. Oh my god, man. Thank you for the super chat. For me, loli is the same as gore or violence. Attacking people who enjoy something fictional seems unfair. No one accuses people who, like, saw of wanting to be a serial killer. Feeling put off by it is fair enough, but the accusation seems unfair. I can respect that. I can respect your opinion on that. I stated mine. I feel like the term loli is diluted, and I feel like, I don't know. I got nothing more to say. I just feel like it's a very diluted and controversial topic.
Some of which have been deleted and changed over the years. Many cited he had straight up involved loli sexually in his thumbnails or suggested such themes in his content. Even at one point he had a series where he would straight up show anime porn to other influencers.
Bro, that's so weird. Why would you do that on YouTube? Bro, why would you do that on YouTube? Brother! If you really want to age fictional characters, most of them will be just days old. I have no idea. Love your YouTube videos, kid you, thank you.
To get that reaction.
He has the same facial expression as Tom, bro. Whoever made this needs to be in jail.
What were we doing back then in those days of content? Jeez.
Yeah, but I don't know how long ago this was, right? It's just crazy.
Jesus. Even showed hentai that was considered loli to his fellow co-host, Mutahar.
This is a hentai? First rule, hug your little sister every day.
Okay, it's fine, okay, it's just hug her for at least 10 seconds. There's nothing wrong with the hug, yeah, it's fine.
No, the third rule isn't any weirder, so you don't have to worry.
Oh.
But he was mainly being called out for being a hypocrite due to the thumbnails and...
But again, I count this as being fucking shitposty, right? If you think this is bad, I can understand that. I'm not gonna get my fucking... I'm not gonna go riot for this topic. It's just like, whatever. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not gonna defend it. I'm not gonna speak for it. It's just, I feel shitposty and hypocritical. I feel like people do that in Discord calls anyway. You just took it to the public. And that's why people are like, how could you do this? But I feel like people do this anyway, right? Like, people do this all the time in Discord calls. That is my feeling. Like, showing their friends some fucked up shit. Just to see their reactions.
The videos. But what made things significantly worse at the time was the Ava Chris Tyson allegations, where Ava was a supporter of Shadman, an infamous character online that drew NSFWR, and more notably drew NSFWR of Keemstar's daughter at the time, who was underage, which everyone viewed as fucking disgusting. But after the whole Ava Chris Tyson story, a post was made showing all the creators that associate with or endorse Shadman.
I don't think Nux actually endorsed him. I feel like Nux actually just tried to get him on a video to talk about him, maybe quote-unquote expose him. I think that was his plan, but I don't know much. I don't think he actually endorsed him.
And Nux was listed,
I'm not
where
too
he previously
educated on
included
it. Let's
Shadman's
see.
art in his thumbnails, which he did change a few days after the video was released, a few years ago.
Remember the video that I talked about that had a Shadman art in the thumbnail and I changed it? And people kept saying that, no, I don't believe you that you changed the thumbnail back 3 years ago. You probably just changed it right now. Game of Thrones memes are fucked up. Last updated thumbnail 11/24/2020. This
He asked him for a
He updated that long ago.
collaboration where Nux's excuse was he was going to make fun of him.
People are making this as some sort of, I am supporting him and I'm trying my best to become friends with Shadman, this monster. Which is fucking stupid if you know my content at all.
Yeah, I feel like he's very trolly and shit lord and edgelord. Like, absolutely, I can agree with that. The whole lolly thing is very lose-lose argument. No one wins in that, but I really don't like when they lump people with actual predators because it's very stupid and it demeans people who suffer from predators. The comment scrolled up, sorry. Predators affecting them physically, but especially mentally. Even most lolly fans don't like predators using it as a scapegoat to blame on or try to attempt to join this space when they are strongly not welcome. Alright. You know, I can get behind that, sure. I can see what you mean.
Troll confront people when I collab the same way you do, talking to Keemstar, on LolCow, and if you watch my videos, you know that. I don't mind if you hate me, but at least hate me for the right reasons.
And at one point, he even had direct contact with Shadman, where multiple videos resurfaced of him talking about the DMs.
I'm trying to make his. Yes, I did get DM'd by Shadman every once in a while, back in the day. Rarely. I would just wake up out of the blue and boom, and have a Shadman DM, and I would literally make fun of him for those DMs later. Man. That's a weird, yeah. And,
that's a way to start a sentence.
That's a way to start a sentence. And he has some interesting takes on Gardevoir.
He can keep him. I don't think I need to hear.
God, it was thick! I mean, every 30 minutes, 8 to 10 seconds, that is not bad. Fair enough. And thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Thank you. Oh, €10.
Hear them.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, honestly, it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Like, through DMs. I didn't speak to him, like, voice, but it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had.
And even one video where he says he doesn't want to get him in trouble.
Shadman once, it was the weirdest interaction of my life. Like, that dude may actually open up the DMs and see if I can find anything funny he said. Oh my god, I can't even read you most of this. I can't even, oh my god, I literally can't read any of this to you. I really want to show them to you, but I don't want to, like, show you anything that I can't reveal. Like, I don't want to actually get him in trouble. It's just like, yeah.
But Nux clarifies he never knew about the Keemstar Shadman thing.
Jesus!
Now it's been...
Honestly, fair. Like, I think if he did know, he would have instantly, like, blocked him. I do feel like that. Since he is a very, or was very vocal about disliking Loli and stuff like that, right? So I feel like he would have instantly be like, bro, what the fuck?
Unclear if Nux was ever going to actually roast Shadman if he did a video with him, or if he truly didn't know about what Shadman was doing. But the fact he had
Shad arrested though? I have no idea.
direct contact with someone like Shadman, many still viewed as incriminating, even though in his own words he was just making fun of him. In his response, he also said he regrets a lot of his previous content and the involvement of Loli in them, and he has always been against Loli.
It wasn't a review of LollyCon. That's obviously bad faith. Probably one of the most bad faith ways to twist what actually happened I've ever heard. Now, I have said in the past, and I'll say it again, I do regret making a lot of those old videos. I have literally always been against the Lolly.
You know what? I can respect him for saying, bro, I regret making this old content. Like, no matter the content, right? Like, I respect him for it. Like, just saying, bro, the content I used to make is cringe, it's bad, it's whatever, right? I made, like, videos years ago that are fucking cringe as shit. Some fucking League of Legends gameplay. It's just like, bro. Sometimes you don't want to associate with shit that you used to create. People grow, people change. I feel it's normal.
I made old videos where I found, like, crazy hentai, and I showed them to people for shock value. These hentai videos are on YouTube also. And
there it is, shock value, that's all it is.
I reacted to a YouTube video, being like, this is crazy that this came out of Japan and is literally on YouTube. So, anyway, it was a little wild. I invited a lot of people to the call. Obviously, no one...
If he feels so bad, why not delete his old content? I don't know. I feel like if he did, people would take it as an admission of guilt or something. Well, he just doesn't condone his old content anymore. I think it's okay leaving it up. Like, he did change thumbnails, and I do believe some videos that were bad, I do think he did take a handful down. I do think so. Pippa trending in there in the background, oh my god. What, bro, what's that first one? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what is that first trending one? Chapman only got arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. He's been out of prison for nearly 2 years. Really? What the fuck, man? It's messed up.
I thought it was weird. People had eyeballs. I mean, everyone thought that the content was weird.
A lot of this controversy just boils down to Nux saying he hated something, but he was involving it in his content.
I also feel like Mutahar kind of threw him under the bus, right? Like recently, like the video Mutahar made about Nux, where Nux always was against Loli stuff, and then Mutahar is like, no, I don't condone him, and I don't like him, and blah blah blah. It's just, I don't know, I lost a lot of respect for Mutahar. Like, especially he was, like, last year he was like, oh, I hate Twitter, I'm gonna deactivate, I'm never gonna use Twitter again, and now he's back on Twitter. Like, bro. Like, he's like, oh, Twitter just doesn't make sense to use, it's a waste of time, and he's back on Twitter. Like, what? Would I acted like a red there? Yeah, I feel so. Remind me of Cinder. Oh my god. He apologized later on and made up with Nux, I believe. Did he? I don't actually know. If they did make up, that's good.
And was actively showing it to people, and he also shouldn't have had ties with someone making terrible NSFW art, even if he was going to make fun of him. Now, this is where the controversy stood for some time, but then the
Oh, here's the Mutahar stuff, but I'm gonna read this comment here from Jess. Mutahar thing was so sad. Hassan made a clip, Mutahar freaked out, threw Nux under the bus and got hate from people, then made up with him. Okay.
The post-Nux clarity hit for Mutahar a few months later, which, to give him credit, is a good title. But Mutahar made a video basically saying he was distancing himself from Nux due to some feedback he got from Reddit.
But to go back to it, Nux Taku is a former collaborator, a former friend of mine, and I mean really a former friend of mine, because some of the stuff that I've seen over here is disgusting enough that I really can't continue a friendship, and I really can't, like, again, excuse some of my behavior watching some of this content.
He said they had no more business relations and they were no longer friends due to things like the Tiger situation, the Shadman situation, and the Loli involvement, which he had some part in and showed remorse for it.
But in this situation, I just wanted to provide you the context of all of this, right? This wasn't us sitting together watching Loli, you know, just on, like, the off time. This is a collaboration for one of Nux's main channel videos.
Didn't he also delete the video soon after he released it? Like, I'm pretty sure he did. Like, I feel like I watched this video as re-upload.
And at the time, really nobody thought about it. But we should have. It really did blindside me. There was a bias, call it, friendship bias, call it, there was other creators working on it, but really it was something that I was putting up a blind spot to, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that.
Sorry, I'm talking over the video. I feel like he, if I remember correctly, he deleted it, on the same day, even. Do I remember that correctly?
Putting up a blind spot too, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that collaboration, and I really shouldn't have watched that content, and if any way contributed to normalizing it.
And he went on to say he didn't know about Nux's content, and he was naive to some of the things he took part in.
Wait, you should have more in those videos?
But in this video, he was basically taking accountability for his involvement, but then deleted the video, citing he was overreacting, and he apologized to Nux. And they are still friends.
Muta deleted his video, so weird. Posted a community post, and then called.
Bro, but I'm gonna be honest. He only deleted it, at least I feel that way, because of the backlash he's gotten for it. Because he went through the video, it got edited, he looked at it, it got uploaded, and then he hit the publish button. There were so many steps where he could have said, no, I shouldn't upload this. But he still did. To be fair to Muta, he came back to Twitter because people like Hassan and Noah Samson made very accusatory comments about him, referring to aiding the genocide from the current conflict. Oh, chat a little bit too quick. The current conflict in the Middle East, which was said in Noah's video. Sorry to add that in. Just wanted to be clear. No, that's good. That's important to add context. Thank you. I had no idea. Is it bad that I do see an anime goth girl in that meme? No, you're supposed to see her. You're supposed to see her.
Me, and apologized.
Many thought this was disingenuous of Mutahar taking accountability, then walking it back.
Absolutely.
And he did receive a lot of flack for this, many citing that wearing the Christian medallion was giving off some gamma radiation and probably skewed his judgment due to this.
Bro, that medallion, let's be honest, Mutahar's content went down once he started wearing that medallion. I do believe he's cursed. I do believe that fucking medallion cursed him. No way. Ever since he started wearing that medallion, he looked done with life. Have you seen his eye bags? They've gotten so worse. I don't believe in curses, but, legit, man.
And many said he was just throwing Nux under the bus, who was supposedly his friend, so he didn't have to deal with the Reddit hate. Mutahar probably should have thought a lot more about this before making the video, but the two of them made up anyway, apparently. But the fallout of this video was a lot of the previous stuff being brought up again against Nux. And other people like Chud Logic were affected when they were told contradicting things by Mutahar and reported on it.
My boots have been pissed on, and I've been told that it's raining, right? It is 100% without question that Mutahar did say to me, okay, he did say to me that it was ending because of Nux Taku and the Shadman connection.
He was part of the podcast.
And then later changed that.
But overall, a lot of content creators before the post-Nux Clarity video and after did start to distance themselves from Nux.
I love me some chaos now and again, but it was a pretty rough moment there.
So in conclusion, does Nux deserve the reputation of the most hated VTuber? Looking at all the controversies, he tried to do the right thing with the VShojo situation, and the Jaden Animations thing was just kind of a joke, but due to his own actions like contradicting himself at times or going back on what he says and taking no accountability, except for sometimes years later, it has led to a lot of people hating him. So yes, he does somewhat deserve that title.
As said, this was made before this in this situation. Cinder's definitely the most hated one. I feel like people hate him too much though. I feel like I'm very neutral. The irony, this was released before this in this situation.
Mostly due to his past controversies and the public perception of him. But in the present, I predict we probably won't see any more dramas from Nux. I'm probably wrong. Nowadays, dude is just reacting to politics and Adventure Time, and yes, he does get a lot of hate for his political takes, but I'm in no way political, or have any knowledge on politics. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and bye-bye.
Bye.
So
Did he make a post about that? No. Today we talk about a VTuber. Oh, it's from the 17th April, bro. That's actually so long ago. I just haven't gotten around to watch it ever. Damn, that's funny. The sad part after the video is that Nux still views Mutahar as a friend. It's so sad. Also, it came from a podcast between Nux and his other friends named Hermes where he addresses the situation. Alright. I don't know, man. I feel like if they handled it behind closed doors, like as friends, and still respect each other, I feel like that's okay. Who are we to judge someone else's friendship, right? We don't know all the ins and outs. If we truly apologize to him, it's like, whatever. Personally, I feel that he just backtracked it, like Mutahar backtracked it because of the backlash, but what do we know, right? Who are we to know? That's what I feel. That's what I feel about this. Now, this is one long-ass reaction. This is why I was hesitant to watch it, because it's this long. Because it requires a lot of paying attention from both of us. Me, as the person who does the reaction, and you guys. Very long, very long. But, yeah. Since a lot of more people were talking about it, I felt like, you know what, whatever, let's fucking watch it, finally.